We have Ama's Head Mantis versus Merc. Head Mantis used to play in Warhammer 2. I remember him. Good lad. Don't see a ton of them these days, so I was excited when they submitted a replay. The replay was just called Long Haul. Don't know what that means. In my review, when I played it at ×4 fast forward just to see if it was a worthwhile casting game, looked alright, looked fine, didn't pay too much attention to the details. If this is just a horrible grind fest, then I guess I'll record it and delete it. When I learn that it's a horrible grind fest. But, I don't know, it looked alright at ×4 speed. What do we have? Lizardmen, the new hotness. All over the place since the Slon update that gave them even more glorious Slons. We have 2 Temple Guards, some Skink cohorts with Javelins, the Legion of Chakwa, Saurus, and then some other Saurus in the distance with their clubs, 2 Chameleon Stalkers, 3 Skink Skirmishers, and a Slon Mage Priest of Fire with his Bastillodon, Rev Crystal, Bro. For the Vampire Coast, Animated Hulks and Rotting Prometheans gunnery mobs, including the Lamprey's Revenge. We have some Zombie Pirate Deckhands mobs, a couple bombers, handguns, more pole arms. We do not have any depth guard pole arms. Vampire Fleet Admiral of Vampires with his halberd, and 1 cannon. Now this is a big map, and we have a bit of a skirmish phase. I will ×2 speed for a bit, as the Skink Skirmishers are going to move up, but they'll get counterfired by handguns and this cannon. That's really not a fight they're going to win. They'll want to avoid this ranged battle for as long as they can. As Chameleon Stalkers are moving up, spooky and stalky, as their name implies. Looks like the Skink cohorts are just trying to lead these guys away, and they're getting good damage on the Animated Hulks, which is the right target for them. But look at those handguns. 400 gold Skink Skirmishers will not outshoot 550 gold dedicated handgun units. It's just not how that works. Gunnery mobs still harassing these Skink Skirmishers. Looks like the Vampire Coast is aware that there's a threat on their flank, but they think it's just the Saurus. These Chameleon Stalkers are so far unspotted. Lizardmen are losing the kite game, though if it's all just a ruse, then that makes sense. The Animated Hulks falling back. Lizards moving down with their more dedicated forces, Temple Guard and such. And now the Chameleon Stalkers have an angle attack to that cannon, and then to some handgun mobs beyond. Let's see what they can do. As they sneak around, still not spotted. And they're coming in now. Slowing down time as the Skinks charge bravely downhill and start throwing their little darts into the zombie masses. But really what I want to see is the Stalker engagement. Play some Metal Gear Solid music. Snake Eater! So actually, these guys wouldn't be snake eaters, they'd be just snakes. Just snakes! Carronade under attack by the Chameleon Stalkers. Their grenades already doing some good damage, and they're now here disrupting these fools, taking care of them. Summons come out to deal with them. Buy some space. Lamprey's Revenge even coming back, but it is too late for that Carronade, and these other Chameleon Stalkers are still running around being annoying. Skink Skirmishers continuing to poke away, and Saurus Warriors on the high ground not advancing just yet. Continuing to be an ominous threat on the horizon. Lizardmen busting through what they can, killing off some Animated Hulks and 2 zombies already, but handguns are firing all the while. They are on a timer to get things done. With Burning Head and Searing Doom, what is that one? No, Piercing Bolts of Burning, that's what it is. Yeah. But those 2, they have plenty of infantry clear. They're going to have to cast spells sooner rather than later. And I do support a Burning Head on the front line, and then have you march at the handguns, than a Burning Head trying to predict where the handguns are, because they can just dodge it. But that could just be me. In the background, Carronade did survive the Chameleon Stalker ambush. Slamper's Revenge and the Lord and the Zombie Summon, and everything but the kitchen sink was thrown back there to peel for him a bit. Legion of Chakwa getting bombered and shot by handguns, and the Chameleon Stalkers kind of ended up in no man's land without a home. They're now going to get charged by Animated Hulks to try and run away. The Legion of Chakwa get bombed to death. They're having a bad time. Lizardmen continue to advance. Their 2 Temple Guard still quite healthy, and we do have a Rev Crystal for a bit of that healing for those guys. Bombers aren't made out of ammunition, so if they use it all in the Legion of Chakwa, they don't have any for the Temple Guard. But there's a Burning Head on the handguns, and it is not dodged at all as it soars through them. Takes another third to half HP off of the other handgun mob. That's a really, really high value Burning Head for those guys. Nice job. Saurus start to move up on the back line, but then they get stopped. Looks like they didn't have full orders, and now bombers are catching up to them. But bombers don't do a lot of damage to those Saurus as spread out as they are in the moment. I mean, it's still good damage, but it's not like you lost an entire Saurus. Handguns and cannons continue to poke the Salon Mage Priest of Fire, but animated hulks are overextending up on the high ground to get out these snake cohorts. Temple Guards still need to move up, still need to keep grinding. More summons from the caster. He only has 2 left. This is not made out of money here. More Saurus continuing to run in. Chameleon Stalkers go for flank round 2 on the Carronade. Take that down. Buy the Salon a bit more time to be alive. Cannon has paid for itself. And these Temple Guard are going to be a problem. There's no depth guard to counterfight with them. No elite infantry of any kind. And that's an overcasted Piercing Bolts of Burning. Okay, let's see how much damage it does to these animated hulks. We're all clustered up. But it also might do some friendly fire and a preemptive Rev Crystal to save the Temple Guard. It says, listen, boys, we know we put you in for a rough one. Here's some healing. Actually, that Piercing Bolts of Burning didn't do much damage to anybody. But okay, whatever. We take those. So animated hulks are dying. Temple Guard can continue to grind away. Carronade is going to be gone at this point, and Saurus Warriors have got themselves onto those bombers in the distance. Can the Temple Guard truly carry? It's looking like maybe no, as one of them's already routing, and the other one's fine. Bombers are shut down, but there's still these deadly handguns and the Lamper's Revenge to help do some damage to the Temple Guard. These handgun mobs in the distance just firing into clumped up Saurus who are trying to fight against the Vampire Fleet Admiral of Polearms. Lizards continue to grind their way forwards. Still a lot of rotting Promethean mobs they're going to have to deal with. And this looks like a juicy burning head target up ahead. Maybe they could get a 2-for-1 right here. It's kind of separating now. I don't know. We need more fire magic. And less piercing bolts of burning. Temple Guard might want to come down and help their Bastille down with the Rev Crystal out against this gunnery mob. As more Temple Guard continue to march forward and fight against Polearms. Now they're retreating. I don't know what they're retreating for or where they're going. Maybe they just don't consider it worth their time. There's the Saurus in the backfield. One is about 1/4 HP. The other is also in that range. The Salon's Bound Banishment is going to miss the Polearms mob as they dodge away from its cast point. The Saurus Warriors are losing that fight against the Lamper's Revenge. Uh-oh. Rev Crystal in trouble. He's getting shotgunned and crabbed. He can't heal himself. It's the only thing on this roster he can't heal. He can heal anything besides himself. Temple Guard continue to walk past the polearms. Now Skink Skirmishers and the Salon take up the fight. The Salon will take a little more damage than he might be signing up for. And that is an overcasted Piercing Bolts of Burning, but he cancels it for a Blood Statuette of Spite. I wonder if he thought it was a bad idea or if he just really wanted to cast the Blood Statuette. Okay. He is going for it. Overcast Piercing Bolts Burning, round 2, onto a summon, and a clumped up Lamper's Revenge. They are weak to fire. This is probably the best chance they're going to get to deal damage. Let's see if it really does any. Okay, that was good damage. Now that was good damage. As Rev Crystal again tries to buffer the Temple Guard's damage that they're going to take, but taking half or 2/3 health off the Lamper's Revenge is pretty good, even for a little bit of pain on your Temple Guard. Overcast Invocation and Heck trying to heal these guys up. They're no longer on fire, so they will get the full healing effect out of it. But Chameleon Stalkers are proving to be tenacious little guys, trying to kill off some handguns as animated hulks have come back from the high ground, and this Rotting Promethean's gunnery mob is doing its best, but a Burning Head will finish off some of these extra pole arms. Just getting rid of them. Tied to their existence, apparently. Kill some skinks, too, but whatever. Lamper's Revenge dwindling on HP as they fight these Temple Guard. Temple Guard are not thought of to be the best halberds in the game, but they are still elite halberds that need to be respected, and the Lamper's Revenge are learning respect so darn quick. As they rear charge these guys, that'll probably get rid of both of these skinks. Chameleon Stalkers will rout after this Skink Torch Javelins rout. Another summon is out from this guy. That should be his last one. Yeah, that is his last one. And another Piercing Bolts of Burning. Holy crap, the Salon loves that spell, apparently. I am much more a fan of Burning Head, but I guess the Chad move as Piercing Bolts of Burning hits 2 zombies right on top of each other will soon kill them off. For the Vampire Coast, the Lamper's Revenge faded away while I wasn't paying attention. Okay, so they died. Lamper's Revenge are gone. The Coast is relying mostly on this animated Hulk and the nearly heal-capped Rotting Promethean's gunnery mob to try and carry this game. They have 1 handgunner left, and then their Lord 2. Summon's not real. For the Lizardmen, we have a Rev Crystal. Salon's looking a little low. Temple Guard are both looking a little low, despite the healing that they get. Saurus are also feeling the pain. We do have more Skinks rejoining the fight. And I generally tend to vote on Lizard Tenacity and Lizard Healing in a late game situation. Personally, those bastards are hard to actually take out. As a bound banishment's going to hit 2 real zombies if it arcs up into the handguns, but it looks like it's actually going to come down away from them. So a little breath of reprieve for the coast. One much needed. This zombie summon, where are you at? 10 seconds from the grave, then they'll just disappear, and there will be no more summons for either side, so we'll get much more of a real handle on what's going on in this game. There goes the summons. Goodbye, goodbye. Rotting Promethean's Gunner Mob is officially heal capped for real this time, and an unholy pile of lizards hide under the shield of the old ones to continue to fight against this vampire caster. Something is happening right here. Look at that. Take a look at that. Okay. Alright, whatever that is occurring, have fun looking at that if you feel like it. Handgun mob in the distance is killed off by Skink Corp's Javelin's flank. Some Saurus try to rally, but they immediately rout again. I wonder if that will shatter them. It does. Temple Guard still getting pushed off. There's a lot of Saurus left on this battlefield. And how are we doing on Rev Crystal heals? He's used a lot of them. Wow, he still has 4 left. He's only used 3. That spells the doom of the Vampire Coast for me. If the Rev Crystal still has 3 charges this late into the game, he can keep healing up Temple Guard or these Saurus and then just grind through all these guys. Animated Hulk's already taking a ton of damage. Yeah. That's looking brutal. Legion of Chakwas, Temple Guard, getting some buffs to stay in the fight. I'm going to ×2 speed the rest of this, because I think it's doomed for the Vampire Coast. They're quickly down to just their caster, and he can't kill these Saurus. GG. GG. Firesaw on 2,000 value. Really like those piercing bolts of burning. Both Temple Guard just around paid for themselves, which is fine. Saurus Warriors were good. Chameleon Stalkers honestly did fine. They just had to be very patient about when they got that engagement. For Merc, Lord did okay. Crabs did okay. Cannon did okay. A lot of okays going around. Handguns and Bombers both did, say it with me, okay. Animated Hulks didn't get a lot of value. And Zombies did their best. GG. Roar. Subscribe, yes, yes.